Say what's cracking, YouTube. It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a pro violation. Yard down. So today is Friday, man. For those of y'all that's new, who happen to be new to the channel, y'all may not be aware. Every Friday, man, I do what I like to call a free Game Friday. And basically what that is, because you have a lot of people out there who think that I'm glorifying the street life or glorifying going to the penitentiary. And my stories are definitely not about that, man. I'm just basically sharing my experiences with y'all and some of the things that I went through, and I'm just telling the story how they occurred. But I do realize that in hearing some of these stories, you still may have some people out there, especially some of younger people, who think that this is a cool way to live and who want to possibly be motivated by my stories to do the wrong thing or get into the wrong type of lifestyle or the wrong type of activities, man. So I definitely want to let people out there know that, man, by no way am I promoting or condoning hopping into the streets, any of that shit, man, because that shit is not cool, and the shit can definitely cost you your life. So what I do is I do these free Game Fridays, man, because back when I was growing up, we had old cats out there, man, and we used to call it kicking some game. We might hit the block, be like, hey, homie, give us some game, man. And so they would tell us things, man, that I felt was to help us be more successful in the streets or just period. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to give the youngsters some game, man. First and foremost, like I say, man, the streets is never cool, but regardless of what I say, man, I know it's going to be people out there who still, who's still involved into the streets, who are still involved in the streets due to one reason or another. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, man, some of the game and advice I give, man, is to potentially help you, move smarter so you can eventually move out of that lifestyle altogether. But one thing I definitely want to talk about, man, is when we out here in these streets and we running around and we live in a wild life, and this especially pertains to for the cats that's out there busting a gun and doing this type of shit, man. We done seen 1,000 times, man, whether it's you done heard about it, you can watch First 48 or whatever. The main thing that gets motherfuckers caught, man, sometimes is bragging, man, because when we out here in the streets and we doing these, we living by the pistol, man, basically, we trying to earn a reputation, and trying to earn that same reputation is what, and a lot of times, takes a whole lot of us down, because we want to be known. Hey, man, y'all heard what happened the other night over there on 3rd Street? Yeah, homie, that was me. So, no, you run back, you tell your homies what you done. You brag to them. Yeah, man, I got cracking, man. I whoop-de-whoop-whoop. You filling me in on the whole story. You know what I'm saying? Then 2 or 3 months down the line, one of your soft-ass homeboys or something, this nigga get caught in a stolen car, and now all of a sudden, he don't want to go to jail. He got to get out of jail free card. Hey, you know what, officer? Hey, man, I know who got killed over there on 3rd Street. Or the same thing, we laying up, pillow talking, bragging with a female. A week later, she get caught stealing $40 worth of meat out of the supermarket, and she don't want to go to jail. Now she got a story to tell him to get out of jail. And this shit happens way too many times more than not, man. And so back in my days, we used to call when you was out there, busting your gun or whatever, we would call it doing dirt. And so you got to treat it just like dirt, man. The same way you'll sweep your floor, the living room floor, and you sweep the dirt outside. You don't think about that dirt no more. You don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't go run around talking about, hey, man, I just swept the dirt out, because you're doing dirt, and it's dirt for a reason, man. You're not supposed to be running around talking crazy about your activities in the street when it can land you into the pen. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be wise about that, man. And I know it's hard. It's hard for a person to just hear this, but you got to put it into practice, man, because it's more times than not. Like I say, man, go watch any of these stories they doing right now on YouTube where a person is doing a story about an event that happened and someone went to jail, man. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be somebody who came forward with some information. It's not going to be that dude telling on himself. It's going to be somebody who came forward with some information, man. So, we got to keep that in mind, y'all. And also, believe this right here. If you running with a collective, like you hanging with your homies, man, let's just say, for instance, it's 10 of y'all out there and y'all kick it every day. I hate to break it to you, homie, but it's at least 6 snitches in that circle. Dudes is not trying to go to jail. Of course, it's cool, man, to stand outside and with your homies, and everybody going, you know, everybody trying to shoot the shit, and everybody's trying to say the right thing to make them seem hard and make them seem down, man. But when they get caught up in a predicament and them walls close in, man, everybody's not willing to go to jail for the next, you know, 20, 30 years, man. And that's just the fact of the matter, you know what I'm saying? You know, you see where these dudes will be, you know, perpetrating and pretending that they with it, and they gonna say the right things, they gonna dress the right way, but when they get locked up and they freedom is on the line and them walls close in, you best believe they gonna tell, man. So, you know, you gotta realize that, man, everybody is not who they say they are, you know. That's just the fact of the matter, man. You know, that's the fact of the matter, man. You know, you'll be surprised when you get caught up in a case how many people is gonna come forward, man, and give information on you, you know. And so you got to keep that in mind, man. And another thing, right, you got to be smart about, man, when I'm talking to these cats that's out here in the street and out here in California, I don't know what y'all may call it or whatever, but out here in California, we call it a crash dummy, man. You can't be a crash dummy. And basically what that is, man, letting another homie or an older homie misguide you and talk you into doing some shit he's unwilling to do himself. You know what I'm saying? He may tell you, hey, man, see them dudes right there? Them is the ones that we need to be getting, man. Here, take this pistol, man. Walk up and get your money on them cats. Walk up to him and lay him down. But if he right there, why can't he do it? You know what I'm saying? Or just telling you, hey, man, listen, I know this liquor store we can go over here and rob. It's a gang of money in them. They got at least 20 racks up in there, homie. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna park around the corner. All you gotta do is whoop-de-woo-woo-woo. I'll be waiting right here. Don't never let a motherfucker send you on no mission, man, and set you up to be no crash dummy. You know, in anything in life, man, you got to be a leader. And when I say a leader, I'm at least talking about you at least have to be a leader of your own self, man. You know, you got to think, man, you can't let your pride and your ego get you caught up, man, because your pride and your ego will get you killed or get you in a place that you don't want to be. You know, it's nothing wrong to tell a dude, hey, man, listen, that right there, that's not for me, you know. And a lot of times, we'll let what other people think of us motivate us and guide us to do things that we necessarily don't feel is right or we necessarily don't feel is the best move to make. But not wanting to hear, you know, it's fear. It's not necessarily a physical fear. It's a fear of what this other dude is going to think of me if I say, hey, man, I don't want to go do that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, you can't let another dude's opinion of you, you know, dictate what you do and you don't do. You know, you got to make the best decisions for you, man. So, you know, it's just all about, you know, and I know a lot of us, we come up in an environment, man, where the opinion of others, it means so much to us because, you know, if dudes got the wrong opinion of us, we can be ostracized or pushed away and not allowed to hang with the in crowd. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, man, hanging with the in crowd ain't always going to be the best thing in the long run. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, I was locked up. I done 24 years, man, in prison. But while I was locked up and doing all this time, you know, the dudes who didn't want to hang with the in crowd, they free. They out there having a ball. They out there, they with all the women, you know what I'm saying? All the dudes we called squares and suckers, you know, they was the ones who was the smartest ones in the long run, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, there is no way I would want to go to prison for 24 years, you know what I'm saying? But now, so all these dudes who was square, who was working at McDonald's, we go in there while we was selling dope when we was young, we laugh at them and clown at them. Now, them is the dudes that's out there, you know, them is the dudes that's having a ball, man. While you locked up, them is the dudes that's running around, fucking your girl, and all type of shit, man. I just got to give it to y'all real. So, you know, never worry about another man's opinion about your life. You know, let that man's opinion control his own life. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, the dude that's clowning you or telling you what to do, he ain't in no better position than you. So, you know, we just got to understand, man, that we can't put so much value on the opinion of other people. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, let me tell y'all something else right here about having a job, man. Having a job, you know, it's cool, man, and it's so different, right? Even before I started doing the YouTube stuff, right? Because from about the age of 14, I started selling weed. I started selling dope. So for the most part, I never really had a job, period. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time, man, you know, when you out there, you selling dope, you know, you strapped, you got the thing on you, you know, so you running around, you know what I'm saying? You always got to watch out. You know, you got to watch out for the police. You got to watch out for these jealous ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because you out there, you having money, you never know who going to try to get you. You also got to watch out for the haters, you know, the dope fiends trying to jack you, all this type of shit. So it's just a stress that you don't even realize that's there because you're used to moving like that, right? But then once I got out the penitentiary, I came home. I got a regular decent job, man. I can honestly say it was so different. You know what I'm saying? It was just, okay, now I got money. I can do what I want to do. I'm not worried about the police pulling me over. It's a difference. So, of course, if you have never experienced the two, then you may not be able to put into words one or the other, especially the having a job part. You know what I'm saying? So, but believe me, man, and all my homies, right, that I was locked up with, you know, all the brothers that I was locked up with that had life sentences that come home, they say the same thing. All the ones that's working is so much better, man. You know what I'm saying? And then a job keeps us out the way. You know what I'm saying? When you got a job, you don't really have time to run the streets. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that when I got a job, I didn't want to run the street. Now that I've been out, I don't run the streets. I don't think about being in the streets. I go to work, you know what I'm saying? I come back, I get my paycheck, I relax, man. And it's a different type of feeling, man. It's a different type of peace. You know what I'm saying? Not that I never knew when I was in the street. Now, keep in mind, yeah, when I was in the street, I enjoyed being in the street. You know, I enjoyed running around, not having to work. Could walk, you know, go somewhere and pay for anything I wanted. I was reckless with my money. I lose it, you know, go buy another one, go pay for it. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, but now that I have a job, man, it's just like I say, it's a different type of peace of mind, man. I know, you know, I ain't worried about going to jail. You know, when the police get behind me, I don't give a fuck if they pull me over. You know what I'm saying? I got license, all that, you know. It's just a different type of stress, you know. I'm not worried about, you know, being in the wrong places, man, and something happening to me on a humbug. You know, you could just be in the wrong place, because when you live in that type of lifestyle, you know, of course, we surrounded by a lot of people that's doing the wrong thing, man. So at any time, something could go bad. You know, you could be right there somebody pull up on your partner and go to popping, you know what I'm saying? And hit you on accident. Any old type of thing, man. So I'm just trying to give a little game, man, to the youngsters that's out there, man. Believe me, man, it's nothing like doing the right thing, man. You know, like I say, man, a lot of people like, okay, I'm going over here, man. I got to take this gun. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you going somewhere, you got to take a gun. It's already a place you don't need to be. You know what I'm saying? And so, because of course, you taking the gun because you know something may happen, and you gonna need the gun, right? So if something happened, your mind is already programmed to pull the gun out and start popping. You know what I'm saying? Those two things go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't taking a gun to flash at a motherfucker. You taking the gun to bust at a motherfucker. So your mind, your mind is basically already telling you, don't go over there. But we'll go against our better thinking and go over there anyway. And something will occur. And now we didn't put ourselves into a situation we could have avoided by not even going over there. So we gotta think, y'all. We gotta be smart when we run around, when we're in the streets and we're living a lifestyle, man. We become used to making bad habits, man. We become addicted to bad habits and bad patterns that will eventually lead us to the prison or lead us to the grave. You know, it's a cliche, man. It's an old cliche, but it's so true. You know, if you in the streets, you either gonna wind up dead or you headed to prison. And we hear people say that for so long, we no longer pay attention to it. And the more it's repeated, sometimes those words lose their value. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, that's the game that I'm talking about, man. When dudes give you game, man, you got to use it. You know, you got to utilize it. You got to take advantage of it. These dudes ain't talking about this for nothing. Dudes have been through it and they experienced it, man. So, you know, you can learn from the mistakes of others, or you can learn from your own mistake. You know what I'm saying? It's always best to learn from the mistakes of others, man. That way you don't have to go through the anguish and, you know, the lost time in prison that they went through. Like I say, man, I'm just to end this real quick. But like I say, I got out, man, in my mid-40s with nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no money. I didn't have a house, none of that type of stuff. All these squares we was talking about, I get out. These dudes, man, they doing good. They got houses, they got families, they pulling up in nice whips because they stayed doing the right thing, man. So that's what I'm just trying to say, man, that y'all have to soak up some of this game, man. Get up out of the streets, do the right thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And with those words being said right there, y'all resume normal program.